Just 5 months ago, we explored the coffee scene of Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. Now I'm back, exploring again, in search of more. There's something about Japan, a quiet attention to detail, and a very deep respect for its craft. Coffee isn't really just a drink here. It's shaped by intention, space, and routine. Now, let's pick up where we left off.
Finally here in the beautiful city of Kamakura, Japan. I'll only be here for 2 days, no real plans, just walking around, exploring the city, and of course looking for good coffee before I head to Tokyo. I'm actually really excited to check the coffee scene here because each town has its own unique character, so I'm really curious to see what Kamakura coffee scene is like. But before we head to the first coffee shop, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Revolut. I've already made a few transactions with my Revolut metal card, and I must say it's been so seamless. Japan is still known for using a lot of cash, but I found some places that make it really easy to use cards, especially in the bigger cities. That said, I'll be using my Revolut card for all my purchases in Japan, and if I ever need more cash, I can look for an ATM and withdraw fee-free, which takes a lot of the stress away, especially when you're traveling. Since I visit Japan quite often, I'll exchange when the rates are good and hold it there, so then I'm always prepared. Another nice feature is that this metal card is fully customizable. You can add stickers, text, or even your own drawings, which I think is a nice touch. I love small details like this that makes everyday things feel a little bit more personal. If you are traveling anytime soon and want an easier way to handle payments, sign up using the link below or scan the QR code to get $30 cashback. So yeah, let's head to the first coffee shop and see what we find.
The first shop is by a Tokyo-based Woodberry coffee roasters opened in 2012. An independent Japanese roastery, they are known for their strong focus on ethically sourced, single-origin beans. The Kamakura space is clean and minimal, with warm wood tones and both indoor and outdoor seating. They had a solid selection of beans, and I went with a hot white using Brazilian beans. The coffee was everything you'd expect from a good pour, with distinct notes that really came through. Next up is one of the most memorable coffee spots, Idobata coffee stand. Quietly operating out of the back of a vintage van, they serve hand-drip coffee with single origin options starting from just 500 yen. I went for a Guatemala geisha pour-over, and honestly, it might be a top 3 for me. The owner used to work in a bookstore before discovering a new love for coffee, and with no prior experience in the industry, he did it wholeheartedly, and you can really see that in the way he prepares each cup. If you ever find yourself in Kamakura, this little stand is really worth the stop. Grabbing my last cup of coffee in Kamakura from Ignis Coffee is just 2 minutes walk from the Kamakura station. The space is small and refined, and you can witness the barista prepare your drink. Among their standout offerings is the Kamakura latte, which is a unique take on the classic latte. The drink is infused with matcha nuances, adding a subtle sweetness and perfectly complements the strong coffee base. This is definitely a combination I really enjoyed. About an hour after leaving Kamakura, I was back in Tokyo, where the coffee scene always finds a new way to surprise. One standout was Slumbre Coffee, a place that's all about precision and tradition. Once you step inside, the space feels like a step back in time, with dark wood walls and old school furniture. You can watch as the staff carefully prepares each cup, grinding the beans by hand and brewing using cloth filter. They serve it old school, no lattes or no cappuccinos, just straight black coffee in the beautiful vintage cups. It's a kind of place where you take your time in, sipping slowly and taking in the atmosphere. Nadoya no Katte is a small coffee stand in a quiet neighborhood near Yoyogi, Oihara. It's set in a 60-year-old house with a beautiful garden that changes with the seasons. There's indoor and outdoor seating, and the whole space just feels calm and thoughtful. The interior is what I really love. Simple, warm, and full of charm. You can tell a lot of care went into the thoughtful design. They use beans from glitch coffee, which is one of my favorites. I had a latte with Colombia beans, and it was smooth and balanced. The perfect space to chill, especially on a rainy day. Open only on Fridays, weekends, and holidays. For me, it's good coffee and good interior. That's all I really need. Moving on to Leaf Coffee Roasters. The coffee shop only accommodates 10 seats, but that's what makes it feel special. It's quiet, focused, and you can really see the care that goes into every step. Watching the baristas feels like watching a performance, calm, consistent, and really full of passion. They roast their own beans and have a solid range to choose from. I had a pour over with Ecuador beans, and it was clean, bright, and easy to drink. Everything here just feels well thought out, and being able to witness the passion makes it really memorable. The last coffee shop I visited in Tokyo is Onibus Coffee. It's tucked right by the train tracks in Nakameguro Station. The building's small, just 2 levels, but every corner feels thoughtfully put together. Downstairs is where the baristas do their thing, and upstairs opens into a cozy space where you can chill and take in the neighborhood. You even get a clear view of the train passing, and it's surprisingly calming. I had a hot white, and it was really good. The tasting notes came through so clearly, and Onibus feels like a place where you can chill for hours. It almost feels like being at someone's home. Definitely worth a stop if you're ever in Tokyo. Now Kyoto. Style Coffee is one of those spots I always find myself coming back to when in Kyoto. Tucked away in a quiet part of the city with a clean, minimal space that really lets the coffee shine. They also roast their own beans and always have a great selection of single origin options. This time, I had an espresso drink and ended up chatting with the barista, whom is super friendly and easy to talk to. It's the kind of warm experience that I really enjoy whenever I visit a coffee shop. Ogawa Coffee has been part of Kyoto's coffee scene since 1952. They started as a small roastery and have since grown into one of Japan's most established names in coffee. The Sakaimachi Nishiki Cafe, which opened in 2022, is set in a renovated makiya, a traditional Kyoto townhouse. The space is really clean, calm, and filled with warm wood tones, plus a smaller inner garden. When I visited, there was only one barista behind the counter, working with great efficiency. It was really satisfying to watch. I tried some of their signature coffee drinks, like one with non-alcoholic gin, rose, spice and maple syrup. Another had an espresso and rum syrup, separated into 3 layers, and both the flavors were super interesting. It's a great spot to stop by for a peaceful coffee break in the heart of Kyoto. There we go again, another great coffee run through Japan. Every spot I visited offers something inspiring, and that's what I love about it here. Each place has its own character and attention to detail, but one thing's constant: their passion for coffee. Coffee really connects so much of the culture, and it's always a treat to experience. Once again, thanks for joining me on this journey, and I'll catch you in the next one.